What's up, awesome YouTubers? Ryan1988 or Justin back here to do a video for you all. And today's video, I thought I would do something fun that I literally was thinking about last night when I was watching one of these movies that is going to be on this list. And that is talking about favorite comfort horror movies. And you might be thinking, is there such a thing? Is there a comfort horror movie out there? And yes, I think so at least. And you're gonna see this list and think, man, some of these are stinkers, some of these are horrible movies. I don't personally think they are. I love them. I love watching them. I have a lot of fun watching them. I don't think any of these movies, in my opinion, are bad movies, but some for people, they might be bad movies. But I thought this would be fun. I think in general, we always have our comfort horror movies or comfort movies in general that we like to put on. I don't just have horror movies that are comfort movies. I have romantic comedies. I have action movies. I have so many films, but I thought it would be great to do a video on comfort horror movies and show you 10 of my favorite ones. This isn't going to be a top 10 list. This is just 10 of them. And I will probably do a part 2 sometime in the future once I think of more. But when I was coming up with this list, I was like, these are films that I literally can go to anytime, have a great time with them, maybe be a little scared, maybe not, but just have fun watching them. And I want to know your comfort movies. Let me know down below. I have the fake little screensaver Halloween pumpkin fireplace thing going. I thought, it's kind of comforting, so let's have that as a background image. And so I hope you enjoyed the video. But I first want to mention somebody, and I'll leave it brief, very, very brief. Somebody who didn't make YouTube videos, but watched my videos, supported me, but he was a great friend, and I am going to miss him, and I know the people who met him through this community will miss him too. One of the nicest guys I talked to through social media. I had never met this guy in person. I really wish I would have, because every time we talked, he was always just a very kind, supportive person. Wanted people to be happy, wanted people to enjoy life, and, just a very sudden death and heartbreaking, and I found out last night that he passed away. But anyway, Eric, this is for you. This is your video. Rest in peace, my friend. Again, I didn't meet him in person. I never got a chance to do that, but he was a supporter of my channel throughout these years and became a great friend, and I loved talking to him every time. And again, wanted just everyone to be happy and be themselves. And Eric, you'll be missed, and I'm sending my love to your family, your loved ones, your friends, and rest in peace, my friend. Everybody in the comments, just say, we love you, Eric. That's all I want to see is, we love you, Eric. So anyway, let's get started with this video. And I'm going in order from the year that they came out. I thought this would be pretty clever too. So 1998 brought my favorite, or 97, I think? Yeah, 97. Rewind. 1997 brought one of my favorite slasher movies, definitely my favorite of this franchise, and certainly a comfort movie for me. And it's, again, I think a lot of people would say that they love this movie. It's not a terrible movie. Again, I don't think any of these movies are terrible. This one's more loved than some of the other ones that are going to be on this list, but that is Scream 2. And I picked Scream 2 over any of the other movies because this is my favorite of the franchise. Like, when I think of Scream and I want to put on just one of the Scream movies, Scream 2 is that film. And I do have the 4K release, but I really love this artwork. It reminds me of the VHS tape. It reminds me of the first time I saw this movie on VHS and just had such a great time with it. I'm a big Scream fan. I love the franchise. I really enjoyed Scream 6. When I rewatch that movie, I'm going to rank the entire franchise. It's been a while since I've seen Scream 6, so I'm going to wait till it comes out and then go ahead and, rank the entire franchise after a revisit. But Scream 2, without a doubt, my favorite of the franchise, and certainly is a comfort horror movie, but pretty much any of the Scream movies are. Movie that came out in 98, another one of those slasher films from that time period, and easily one of the best and one of the underrated ones. There are certainly more underrated ones from this time period, but you had Scream, you had I Know What You Did Last Summer, which I love, and then you had Urban Legend, and it does have a fan base, but I feel like out of the three that I mentioned, this is the underrated one. But Urban Legend, another comfort horror movie for me. I can watch this movie anytime, and I still love it. I love the cast. I love the characters. Such a fun slasher movie. One of the best chase scenes in a horror movie. The chase scene being Tara Reid's chase scene. And a really fun and clever slasher movie. I love the Urban Legend take. I love the twist at the end. You really don't see it coming the first time you watch this movie. And it's a really cool twist and a whodunit type of twist that I really love still today. Rebecca Gayheart is amazing. Alicia Witt is great. Joshua Jackson, Jared Leto, Michael Rosenbaum, Tara Reid, so many other faces in this. Loretta Devine, love her. Urban Legend, just a really fun movie, and I love it. Another film that could be considered terrible for people, but I'm going to say this right now. I love the movie now. I really do love the film now. And it might be lower on my list as far as this franchise goes, but it is without a doubt just such a fun movie to watch. That is Jason X. Now, I could have picked Jason Takes Manhattan, but for me, that is like top 5 Friday the 13th films. I know that's crazy. It could be considered a comfort horror movie. It definitely is, but I wanted to go for another one because I feel like this movie, it has the fans and then it doesn't have the fans. And I certainly love this and I'm a fan of it. And I just watched it maybe about a month and a half ago and man, I had a blast with it. It is just so much fun. And it doesn't take itself serious too much. And you got Uber Jason, hopefully I'm saying that right. Fun characters, just a fun slasher movie. Is it perfect? No. Is it great for a lot of people? No. But I certainly love it for what it is, and it's definitely a comfort horror movie on my list. From 99, we have such a great haunted house film, a lot of fun, certainly creepy at times as well, and that is House on Haunted Hill, the remake. When we talk about remakes, this one I really don't hear a lot of people talk about. I think this is such a great remake, and I love the Vincent Price one. It is certainly a classic. I own it. I wish we had a Blu-ray release. I think we had it in a Vincent Price collection that's now out of print, but the remake from 1999. I first of all love Ghost Castle. You're going to see another Ghost Castle movie on this list, but 13 Ghosts, Ghost Ship. I love those. Those aren't on the list for this video, but maybe my part 2. But House on Haunted Hill really started the Ghost Castle entertainment line of all these horror movies that were coming out from 1999, and I think they still release them from time to time today, but they were really big from 99 to 2005 or 2006. And House on Haunted Hill, it is an eerie movie, but it's a really fun ghost film. And you got, again, a great cast in this, memorable lines. I can quote this movie. There's certainly some moments in this that I think are very quotable. Marilyn Manson's song Sweet Dreams is great in this. I just really love House on Haunted Hill, so it had to make my list. So that was from 99. Jumping to 2005, we have another Ghost House Ghost Castle entertainment movie, and that is House of Wax. I've always loved House of Wax, have always appreciated this movie, loved this film. I remember when this movie came out and people crapped on it. Like, it was a film that, you know, some people loved, but a lot of people seem to have hated it back when it first came out. It wasn't a film that I heard a lot of people say, oh, I love this film. Didn't really get a lot of talk, but I love the fact that almost 20 years later, this movie has a fan base and people are talking about it. People are appreciating this movie. You know, Paris Hilton seems to get a lot more love, which she deserves. But she seems to get a lot of love now in this movie. I remember one of the big drawbacks for people back in 2005 was that Paris Hilton was in it and she's going to be terrible. You know, stand today like I did in 2005. I think Paris Hilton's great in this film, and she is one of the best characters in this movie. But this is a fun slasher film. You have a fun killer or killers. I love the fact that, you know, this crew and cast put all their love into this. Like, the set pieces are all practical. They built this whole entire town from, you know, the dirt and up, and it's truly amazing. I really love this. You know, I wish this Blu-ray, and this Blu-ray's fantastic by Scream Factory, but I wish we would get the MTV, I think it was like 5-part documentary leading up to the release of this. Like, this movie had some of the best promotion for a film, and I really love that. So, House of Wax, another comfort horror movie. Again, I don't consider it a bad movie, and I'm glad, you know, more people are now appreciating that movie. Coming in from 2010 is the film Insidious. So this one is loved by people. I mean, people do love this, but this is what I consider to be a comfort horror movie. Really, the franchise is for me, and I cannot wait to see the latest one, Insidious 5. I'm calling it Insidious 5. I'm very excited to see that. I'm excited to see the returning family, and I love that Patrick Wilson's directing this upcoming movie. Very excited about that. It's been, what, 13 years since this movie came out. I think it just celebrated its birthday. So I can't believe this movie's 13 years old. It makes me feel old. But Insidious. Saw this movie in theaters. James Wan, amazing. I really love James Wan's work overall. This one being one of my favorites from him. This is a scary haunted house movie. It's a fun haunted house movie. I just have a great time every time I watch the movie, and it freaks me out, but it is a comfort horror movie. You know, again, when I think of comfort horror movies, these are movies that I can easily pop on anytime, still love them, still find enjoyment. I could put these movies on, probably watch it twice within a month if I wanted to, and I still have a blast. So, Insidious, definitely one of my favorite comfort horror movies. Jumping into 2012. So 2012 is when this one came out. This is considered one of the worst movies in the franchise for people, but I disagree. I put this movie in my top 5. And that is Texas Chainsaw, or Texas Chainsaw 3D. I do have the really cool lenticular slipcover, but I took the slipcover off for the video. Anyway, I could have put Next Generation on here. I really enjoy Next Generation. I actually love that movie for what it is. But I wanted to put Texas Chainsaw 3D. I still defend this movie. You know, I've loved this movie ever since I saw it 2 times in theaters. I've loved this 2 times. And had a blast both times, and I still have a blast with this movie. I think it's a great movie. You know, you got some flaws in it, some timeline issues. You know, that's like one of the biggest gripes that people have with this, or, you know, the do your thing cuz line, which I know is a terrible line, but I've heard worse in, you know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies that people love. I love Texas Chainsaw 3D. I think it's a fun time. It's a blast. It's a comfort horror movie. Yes, it's Leatherface going around chainsawing people, but I really love this movie. And so for me, definitely a comfort horror movie. From 2016, we have 47 Meters Down. Again, a film that most people, I would say, like this film or love it. I really don't hear a lot of people say it's a bad movie, but it's definitely a comfort horror movie for me. I love the film. I think it's great. it is one of those movies that every time I watch it, and I watch it quite a bit, I just really love. There's something about it, and it never gets old for me. It is a great movie. It's a great shark movie. I'm a sucker for shark films. I love them, and I'm a big fan of 47 Meters Down. So that is a comfort horror movie. The one I watched last night that really inspired me to do this video is actually a whole universe of movies. And the one I'm going to talk about gets quite a bit of crap. Gets a lot of hate. And I'm one to tell you right now, I love this movie. It is one of my favorites of the Conjuring universe. And that is from 2018, The Nun. Yes, I know. I'm going to probably get some flack in the comments. Maybe I'll find some people that love this because I love this movie. It's not scary. It is not a scary movie, but what I love about this movie is the atmosphere. I love the cast. I find them interesting. I love I wouldn't call it their journey, but I certainly love watching them throughout this movie and what they go through. I love the setting. The atmosphere is perfect. Again, not a scary movie, but it has one of my favorite horror movie villains in the Conjuring universe, Valak. You got a great cast again. Just a fun movie. It is a film that every time I watch it, and I watch it quite a bit, I put this movie on, I have a great time with it, and I don't think it's the worst. Some people consider it the worst movie in the Conjuring universe. I am not one that thinks that. I love this. And so, yeah, it's one of my favorite comfort horror movies. And the last one is a movie that is in my favorite franchise. And I picked this movie because I feel like this is the film that might get the most hate. It's between this and the latest one. But I've grown to really love both of them. But I really love this film, and when I think of a Halloween movie, I could have picked Halloween Resurrection. I really enjoy Halloween Resurrection. There are things I love about that film. I could have put that as a comfort horror movie. I could have put maybe Halloween 6. I love that movie, and I can watch it all the time. But I put Halloween Kills because, I have been a voice of saying I am not the overall biggest fan of what David Gordon Green did to some of the elements in these movies. I definitely have things I love about all of them. I personally think Halloween 2018 is the weakest of the three, but I go back and forth. Do I love Halloween Ends more than Kills, or do I love Kills more than Ends? It honestly goes back and forth. I was one, and I will admit, when both movies first came out, I was not too crazy about them. But over time, I really love these films, and I think David Gordon Green did a good job. Did he do anything to wow me? No, but I think he did a great job, enough to where I'm excited to see what he does with The Exorcist. But let's talk about Halloween Kills. I put Halloween Kills on this list, and I picked this one of the three because right now it is my favorite. But it is just such a fun slasher movie. You have 2018, which was this movie that David Gordon Green, pretty much was like, we're erasing everything between Carpenter's movie and my 2018 film, so I have to reinvent this. Then you have Halloween Ends, which I feel like has the better structure as far as story and everything pretty much goes. But that is more of a serious film, and, when I'm gonna go and watch, a David Gordon Green Halloween film just for the fun of it, I'm gonna go with Halloween Kills, and I love Halloween Kills. Every time I watch this movie, I love it more and more. It has problems with writing. That second act, I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's definitely grown on me. But Halloween Kills is, a film that I love now. It ranks high on my list as far as the Halloween franchise goes. And it's certainly one that I find to be very comforting, even though it's pretty brutal. I find it to be very comforting. I'm a horror movie fan, and I have my comfort horror movies, and this is one of them. But Halloween Kills definitely had to make my list. When I was thinking of this list, I was like, I have to have a Halloween movie. and I picked Halloween Kills because I love it. So that is my list. I hope you guys enjoyed my 10 comfort horror movies. I, went from, the years that they came out, and I talked about them, and I shared my passion for these movies. Sorry, my nose itches every time. And these videos, very unprofessional of me. But I loved making this, and I will probably do another part 2, gather up some other movies that I love. They could be bad to some other people, but I love, and I call them comfort horror movies, and I don't think they're bad. I think they're great. So, anyway, hope you enjoyed this list. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And as always, you guys are awesome. You guys rock. In with the positive, out with the negative. Go eat some Skittles. Remember to always be yourself because you are amazing and you are beautiful. Never change who you are. And Eric, this is for you. I love you. So, anyway, talk to you guys later. Bye. Let me know your favorite comfort movies.